Let me introduce the introduction, which consists of 4 parts. Part 1 is the variables. In this study, the dependent variable is agricultural experts, and the independent variable is digital inclusive finance. Part 2, the highlight problems of this study are excessive trade deficit and the rural network infrastructure. The chart on the left shows that China's agricultural export trade as a whole is on an upward trend. China's agricultural trade deficit has been increasing year by year, and the deficit has shown a trend of gradual expansion. The chart on the right shows that there is a large gap between penetration rates in rural areas and those in urban areas. Part 3. The research gap is reflective in 2 levels, namely different search methods and different statistical data. The research objective is to investigate the impact of digital financial inclusion on agricultural export trade. This paper has 5 chapters, which are introduction, literature review, research theory and modeling, results and discussion. The final chapter is conclusion.
Next, let me introduce the lecture review section. First of all, there are 2 main theories of this study. The first is financial development theory. This theory points out that changing financial structure promotes sustainable development of finance. This theory can be better help us to understand the impact of financial development on agricultural exports. The second one is factor endowment theory. This theory helps to better understand that countries can benefit by using their relative abundant and scarce factors to exchange products, and helps to understand the way agricultural products are exported. By studying the relevant paper, it can be concluded that the level of financial development in a country has a significant impact on the pattern of trade and the volume of exports. The development of digital inclusive finance provides financing opportunities for enterprise. Thus, expanding their participation in international trade have positively affecting the scale of export trade. This article has 2 innovation points. First, there are few studies on correlation between digital financial inclusion and agricultural products. However, this article mainly studies the impact of digital financial inclusion on agricultural exports. Secondly, at the level of research method, divide China into different regions to provide new ideas for research.
Let me state the part 3 model building. This model mainly uses financial development theory and factor endowment theory. Assuming that a country does not have traditional comparative advantages such as technological level and resource endowment, and study a country's comparative advantages from a financial perspective. Based on this, the following research hypotheses are made. The development of digital inclusive finance can increase the scale of China's agricultural export trend. According to the research analysis, the dependent variable is the level of agricultural product exports. The independent variable is the digital inclusive finance development level. And in order to avoid the influence of other factors on the total amount of agricultural exports in the model, this paper introduces 6 cultural variables, which are the amount of financial support for agriculture by local governments, the level of regional economic development, the regional level of education, the regional industry structure, foreign direct investment, and the level of development of regional transport facilities, and construct the following empirical model.
Hi, my name is Tianjin. The estimation technique that we use in our research is ordinary least square regression, OLS. ORS is a method of estimating the parameters of a linear regression equation by finding the line that minimizes the sum of square distance from each sample data point to the sample regression line. Some assumption about ORS is that linearity, the relationship between the dependent and independent variables, is assumed to be linear. Secondly, independence. Observations are assumed to be independent of each other. And lastly is the homoscedasticity. Residuals should have constant variance. So why do we choose ORS? Is because firstly, it is simple and intuitive. Second, it has a clear interpretation. It represents the change in the dependent variable for one unique change in the independent variable. Thirdly, it provides standard errors for coefficient estimates. This allows for hypothesis testing and confidence interval construction. And lastly, it has widespread software support. That is, it is available in many statistical software packages, including R and Python. Moving on, I'll pass on to the next person.
Hi, I'm Zhang Susu. Then let's see result and discussion. Descriptive analysis. The result includes 8 variables in 31 provinces. Judging from the result, indicating that there was a little fluctuation in the export volume of agricultural products. The development level of digital inclusive finance was generally low and the gap between the regions was large. Model regression result analysis or simple regression result. The higher the development level of digital inclusive finance, the higher the export volume of agricultural products. There are 1 percentage point increase in the digital financial inclusive index. The log value of agricultural export will increase by 0.635 percentage points. The impact of focal variables. Using an inverse U-shaped curve test, judging from the result, LNIFI and LNIFI2 are significant at the 5% significance level. Inverse U-shaped relationship. The highest point of this model appears at 0.046.
The test, the regression coefficient is of the digital financial inclusion index is positive and significant at the 1% significant level, indicating that the development of digital financial inclusion will permit the increase in agricultural product exports. If the digital financial inclusion index is lower than 0.1, the higher of the development of digital financial inclusion, the better of the development of agricultural export trade. Let me show the conclusion. The article mainly used China's 31 province agricultural export trade data from 2011 to 2022 for analysis. In the A14RESEARCH study, this article used a multi-page resurgence model to test that there is a positive correlation between digital inclusive financing and the level of agricultural product export trade. Digital inclusive financial development can promote the growth of agricultural export trade. We suggest that, based on the actual situation of agricultural development, we just promote the development of digital inclusive financial in target national recourse according to the economic and agricultural development levels of different regions. Great Chinese Agricultural Product Band strengthens digital inclusive finance to support the development of agricultural science and acknowledge application of enhance the competitive of agricultural product export trade. Terima kasih.